Good morning, friends. We are learning our subject Machine Learning 3170724. And what we want to see now is our fourth chapter practicals, right? That is feature engineering. Now for that, distance measures we want to know. So what we can say about distance measure, Euclidean distance, that is under root of, you can say sigma p minus q whole square, where we can consider p and q are the points, right? And if we say pj minus qj, that means whatever are the coordinates of it, p and q are points. So p may be having say x and y coordinate, or say xyz coordinate, or you can say if it is any feature, then you may be having say number of i's, number of j's, right? So that also you can consider. No issue for that. The equation is p minus q whole square, right? And take summation of it, take the under root of it. This is the Euclidean distance. It is known to us, isn't it? Minkowski distance is the generalized form of the Euclidean and Manhattan distance. That is known to us. So what we say about that is Manhattan distance. For that we used to say P minus Q mode, isn't it? But here what we are saying is Minkowski distance. For that we can say raised to P and whole raised to 1 by P. That is, we have to take the under root of that P, right? Euclidean distance, from this equation we can say it is P minus Q whole square and 1 by 2. That is, we have to take the square root, right? It is the Minkowski distance is the generalized form of Euclidean and Manhattan distance, fine? If we put this as P is equal to 1, it is Manhattan distance. If we are putting P, that is whatever you can say raised to that particular term. So for that, if we are putting 2, then it is what we can say is Euclidean distance, right? That is known to us. Now, for finding the distances, we have the library that is SciPy. From that, what we want is from SciPy.spatial import distance. We have to import the distance. Now, you can say you are using Collaboratory, right? So this must be installed, isn't it? Otherwise, we cannot use it. So what we can do for checking whether this is available or not, you can run this. If it is giving you any error, that means it is not installed. Yeah, the statement must be correct. Okay. We have written from SciPy.spatial import distance. The statement must be correct. I mean to say that the way it is there in the Python syntax, it should be correct. If it is not giving any error after using correct sentence, it means the library is installed for our this IDE and we can work with that. If it gives error, then we have to install that. How we can install that? That is typically pip install, right? And say SciPy. This is the way we used to install, isn't it? So that we can do, then run this particular cell. So it will install that. Here it is already installed, right? Still I am running it. That is, I am trying to install it. What it says, requirement already satisfied, right? Requirement already satisfied. This we are working with Google Collaboratory, isn't it? There we can do pip install SciPy. This exclamation is required. Okay. It is already installed. So it will say like this. And actually after installation only we should use this. But we do not know whether it is installed or not. So we'll try this so we can have the idea whether it is installed or not. If it is giving error, it is not installed. If it is installed, then it will not give any error, right? So, and if we want to see the help, we can put our mouse over that in Google Colaboratory, and we can see the description of that. Distance matrix computation from a collection of row observation vectors stored in a rectangular array. Rectangular array. Okay. So let us find the distances with this particular distance. Okay. Let us see. Let us say we are having very simple x and y given to us 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. It is tuple, isn't it? Both are the tuples. The way we have given is, let me run this. So it is there in the existence, isn't it? Without running this, will not have the existence of this one. Though you can find the results here, it is the result of past run. Okay, it is the result of past run. So now we have to run this also. So how to find the Euclidean distance? For that we can say distance dot Euclidean x comma y. If I do this, I'll be getting some result. Now how we can implement that very easily? That is, you can say we should be having the for loop for say x. I'm not writing whole syntax, okay? That you yourself will write. For x, right? That means for say I in x, typically we used to do. Then what we'll be doing is, we'll be doing what? Sum plus equal to, what we can say is I minus j. Where is j? We can say here, we can take it as I comma j and in x comma y, right? So first element of x will be taken in I, second element will be taken in j, right? Now what we have to do is I minus j. Then what we'll be doing? Will we be doing like this? No. What we need to do is, we need to have the square of it, right? So here it will be storing the summation, right? And after that, what we need to do is, we need to take the square root, right? Okay, so that way we can find the Euclidean distance. That you will be doing yourself, okay? I'll not write the whole code, I'll only guide you. Otherwise, you will not try for that, isn't it? Okay, so let me say it is explanation only. Okay, so now we want to have the Minkowski distance. For that, the function available is distance dot Minkowski. You can see the help of it. That is u, v, p is equal to 2. P is equal to 2 is where we can say it is Euclidean distance, isn't it? W is equal to none. Compute the Minkowski distance between two 1D arrays, right? Here the example is also given. So you can try from that also. I have used the tuple. Here the list also can be used, right? It is given in the example. You can use that also. Okay. So for distance, we are giving x, y and p is equal to 3. What do we mean by that? That is, we are considering cube. Here we can say p minus q whole square for Euclidean distance. Now here it will be cube and here it will be 1 by 3, right? If we are writing 4, then the p minus q whole raised to 4 and then after 1 by 4, right? Okay. So this way we consider. Here we have specified 3. Then for Euclidean distance, we already know that Euclidean distance is a special case of Minkowski distance, and that is why we'll be providing it as p is equal to 2. Fine. So let us see the output of this. That is, we can say for Minkowski distance order p, there we are having 4.3267, and for Euclidean distance we can say 5.196, right? So this way we can find. For Manhattan distance, we already know that we have to take the absolute value or mode of, you can say 5 minus q, right? positive value we need to consider of the distance, that is the difference. So for Manhattan distance, how we can find that? That is equal to distance dot city block x comma y, x comma y. Now you can say city block. Yes, here the function is said as city block. You can say compute the city block, that is Manhattan distance. Okay. Here the examples are also given. Fine. So here city block x minus y, x minus y. It is x comma y, but actually it will be doing x minus y, right? So whatever are the coordinates, it will do consider and it will take the summation of it. That is, you can say something like this one. Okay. Let me say it is our Manhattan distance, isn't it? Let me put it here so you can have the idea exactly. Here we do not need to have raised to p, right? And raised to 1 upon p. That is what is not required. What we need to do is, this is for simple, right? P minus q is simple. It is if we are having say one dimension only, but typically we do not consider that because this can be having the other things also, that is number of features can be there, right? Let me show you that. We should have written it as say pj and say qj, right? So you can understand that it is having, oh sorry, you can understand that it is having the number of what you can say arguments in that, right? Say for feature, we considered feature 1, we used to consider say it is having 5 7 attribute, right? So that way you can consider here. This is for one dimension only. Okay, so better we remove that, or otherwise we can say that it is for one dimension. This is for one dimension only, right? Here we say this is one dimension, but there we have considered only one attribute. Okay, fine. So this is the specific case, but here you can say it is general, right? General. Okay. So if we want to find that, we can be using distance dot city block x comma y, and we'll be printing the Manhattan distance. So we can say 1 2 3 4 5 6. The distance is 1 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 5 is 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 minus 6 is 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9. Right? We know that. You can write your simple code, or otherwise you can use this. We already know that a specific example of Manhattan distance used for more frequently to calculate the distance between binary vectors is Hamming distance. So what we can see is Hamming distance is equal to sum for I to n Manhattan distance, isn't it? Let us consider that distance, Hamming distance. What we used to say is, when the distance we want to find between the binary vectors, then we used to find the Hamming distance. Okay, so let us have that binary vectors. Let me say that B1 binary vector. What we can say is 1 0. Should we take the same example as we have taken in the class? Hamming distance. Yeah, here is the example. This is our first feature vector. Let me copy from here. Okay, same example. We'll have to put the comma, okay? because this is tuple, it will not work if we are not putting comma. See, syntax you have to follow, whichever is the language you follow, isn't it? Right? This is B1 vector. Now we want to have the B2. B1, B2, I am giving it as, it is binary, right? We'll have to put this in comment because this is the vector we are giving, right? So 1, comma this, comma, this comma, this comma, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here we are having B1 comma B2. So we will have to run this, okay? Then only the values will be there in existence. Now for, we can say, distance will be finding as B1 comma B2. For the distance, Hamming distance, if we want to find, the function is Hamming. Okay, it is 0.375. It is 0.375. Is it the same what we were getting over there? No, here we were having, it was 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. So what's the problem? Is it something different? Let us see the help of it. We can have the idea. Yeah, what it says. Compute the Hamming distance between two one-dimensional arrays. Okay, so what we can say is, here it is having the double, right? Here it is having the double. It doesn't consider it as binary, isn't it? It doesn't consider it as binary. So what is the case? What we used to consider is, for distance, Manhattan distance we were considering, isn't it? So 0 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 0 and 1 minus 1 is 0, right? Here it does not consider the way we are taking, that is binary. It is giving us the result in double, right? Here it is giving us the result in double. For exact binary, we have to use something else, okay? Now here, for jcard, distance dot jcard x comma y, and let me consider the distance dot jcard is b1 comma b2, right? So let us see this. This is x comma y. It is giving us 1.0. 1.0. What we typically used to consider is 1 and 0, isn't it? For jcard distance, we used to consider what? That is n11, n10, and 01. Right? This is what we used to consider. Now here, what is the case? We are having 1 only. If it is x and y, that is, it is having the value, then what will be the case? That all will be considered as 1. All values, whatever x and y in that we are having 5, 6, 7, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all will be considered as 1, fine. And then we are finding the distance with this one. It is not given in binary, fine. Now what about this? Let me take it as B1, B2, right? Instead of this, B1, B2. Now it gives us 0.5, right? Jcard value is given as 0.5. So how can it give us the 0.5? What we used to consider is, here for jcard, it is the right answer. We can say n11, then n10, then we can say n01, right? It is fine. If we are having simple matching, what we can say? Simple matching coefficient, right? Then what we used to say is, before that we need to run this. Can we use this? Can we use this? I am asking, okay? It is giving error that SMC, no such attribute is there. So what should I do? Let me check it out, right? In SciPy dot spatial, and in that distance, that means SciPy dot spatial dot distance. Whether SMC is available or not, I don't know. Okay, so what should I do? I know, I am trying to tell you. Okay, fine. So SciPy dot spatial dot distance, and I want to find simple matching coefficient, right? So is it available or not? I can find it here, right? It says JCard. Yeah. Then after distance computations, let me open this. Here simple matching coefficient, something is there. Let me just click on that. If it gives me whatever I require. Here. Let me see. JCard is there. After that I can find. Yeah, JCard is there. Hamming distance is also there. Then do I have simple matching? No, it is not having, isn't it? It's not having. So now what should I do? What can I do? We can have that calculation ourselves. Very easy, isn't it? Here we can say one more link I have opened for you, and I'm trying to tell you that is this available or not. Let us check it out. This is SMC. Okay. But what is that? The calculation is given here. The way we should consider is that, but in Python it is there. No, here it is not written. Let me write it that way. Actually, I have already provided the Python library and then trying to find. Okay, if it is not available, let me check for this simple matching coefficient. Python. Is it having something like that? No, directly nothing is available, isn't it? So what we have to do is we just have to do it ourselves. Nothing more than that. That function is not available. Fine. So I have tried for this SMC, but it is not available. Right? So what we need to do, we need to find it ourselves. What is there in SMC? There will be considering N11, N00, N00, N01, N10, N11, right? Now wait a moment for our JCard, right? Let us see the help of this JCard. Now what we can say is, this returns the direct value, right? But it does not have anything like SMC. It does not have anything like SMC. So what to do? We'll have to implement nothing more than that, right? We just have to consider it as the count ourselves. No other option is available. Like if we are getting N11, N10, N01, we can say we just have to consider the N00. Fine. So what we should do if we want to implement the SMC, it is not Surat Municipal Corporation, isn't it? It is simple matching coefficient, right? We know that what should we do is sum what F1 is equal to 0, that is equal to 0, and F2 is equal to 0. This will give us what? N00, isn't it? This will give us the N00. So can we write it like this? Obviously we cannot, isn't it? So we should write the proper sentence for I in ing, because we want to have the pairwise, right? So I, J in F1 comma F2, right? Okay, now what should we do is we want to have N00, then N11. That is, you can say sum if we are having this, if it is this, then what we'll be doing is N00 plus equal to 1, isn't it? If we are having F1 is equal to 1 and F2 is equal to 0, then what we can say, that will be N1 0, isn't it? Plus equal to 1, right? 1 only will be doing the addition, isn't it? You can see here we'll be having it as else if, no, it is elif, isn't it? So elif, here we can say we'll be giving it as 1 0 we have considered, now we'll be considering 0 1, right? So F1 is equal to 0 and F2 is equal to 1. So we'll consider N 0 1 plus equal to 1, right? Then should we write it as else? No, we'll write the condition, right? Otherwise it can be anything and we do not want to have anything. Here we can say 0 0 we consider, 1 0 we considered, 0 1 we consider. Now we'll have to consider both, right? And here we can say N1 1 plus equal to 1. Okay, so this is what we'll be finding. After that, whatever is the formula is there for SMC, what we can say? Yeah, one thing is for all these variables, all of you know that we have to assign that to 0. Then only we'll be able to do plus 1, isn't it? So N1 0 is 0, and 0 1 is 0, and N1 1 is equal to 0. Fine. Now we'll be having the value. Let me print that. Print N01, right? N01. Then let us put the copies so we can have the idea. This is 1 0. Here also 1 0. Then this is 1 1. And you can say it is 0 0, right? 0 0 is remaining. Right? So we can run this. We can have the idea of what happened. Too many values to unpack. Let me just check it out. What's the problem? Here it is fine. So what happened? It's a tuple. So what's the problem? For I and J in F1, F2. One thing is we are having this F1 and F2. We have to take it as I and J, isn't it? But here, it's only working for list. One by one values we can take this way. No issue. We can take it as for I in len of F1 because both the features will be having the same length. then we can say this f1 of I is equal to 0, and here also f2 of I. Let us try for at least this. Integer object is not iterable. Where is integer object? This is not at all integer object. Oh, for I in range, right? I forgot to write that. Okay, it is fine. Okay. So now what we have to do is f1, this is I, then you can say this is also I, fine. Then I can say f1 of I, f2 of I, right? Then we can say this is I, this is I. Now it is fine, isn't it? So we have printed and 0, 1 and 1, 0 and 1, 1 and 0, 0, right? After that, what should we do? After that, what should we do? We should give the equation. What is the equation? SMC is equal to, what is our equation? It is n11 plus n10 n11 plus n00 divide by, what is that? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, right? We can say n11 plus n00 plus n01 plus n10, right? So this is what we want to find, and after that we can say we'll be printing it as print SMC, this SMC value, right? So what we are getting is 0.625, right? 0.625, that's what we got from our example, right? It is available here. Okay, so this is SMC, isn't it? Cosine similarity, that is also available here. Where it is cosine, yeah, it is that. Okay, so we can use that. Cosine similarity. Let us take this example so we can have the idea. 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 1, 3, 0, 0, right? We'll have to put it. Let me just copy that here so we can have the idea of the vector, and then after we can have the same thing, right? Let me copy this, whether I can paste it here. No, it does not allow. Okay, no issue. F1, or say for cosine we can say FC1, right? That is equal to, what is there? 2400 2400, then what is that? 21300 21300. For FC2, what we are having is, it is 2100 2100, then 32101 32101, right? Now what do we want to have is, we want to have the distance. Which distance? We want to have the cosine, right? The way we are using distance dot gcart, we'll be using distance dot what? Cosine, right? Here it is available, cosine, right? FC1 comma FC2, right? And we'll be having the cosine distance, cos distance. So we'll be printing that, print cos. Okay, that will do, isn't it? That gives us the cosine distance as this, right? It gives us the cosine distance as this, 0.729. So here it is different. The way we calculated and the way it considered is a bit difference, right? So no issue for that. It's okay. So, but as it is not giving the result as we expect, the way it treats, we have to check it out. What is that in the, yeah, in the help? That is what it says, compute the cosine distance between one dimensional array. So what it gives us, if we are giving this 100,010, then probably it will be giving us the same result. This for binary, we can say, right? It is not compulsory to give it as binary, but the way it treats, then it will be different. Okay. So we can use this, right? If it is not giving the result as we are calculating, it is considering something else, right? The library is considering something else into consideration. So what we can do is, we can write our own code, right? How we can write our own code? We already know the equation, right? We already know the equation. Answer should be the same as we are calculating and as it is being given by the library. Whether it is SciPy or it is sklearn or anything else, it doesn't matter. But the way it should give us should be same, right? Should be same. So you can write it yourself, or otherwise, as I have learned it, I have told you here, you can search for such thing. You can search for that particular thing, that do we need to give only binary values, or do we need to give any other function name or whatsoever, right? I have given you the idea how we can do that, right? For almost all things, wherever it is not matching the result which we calculate ourselves, then you need to find. See, here it is having say cosine similarity, right? It is having say cosine similarity, from where it is from the just a second, cosine. Directly it is using cosine similarity. So where it is that? Do we have that function available here? No suggestion here. We need to find that, isn't it? I told you the way, the exact functions are also there. If it is not giving us the exact result, you need to find that. Okay, I'll not show you each and everything. You need to find it yourself. Okay, for the things whichever are not matching with our concepts. Fine. Okay, so that is the practical which you need to do. Now let me complete 2-3 topics which are remaining in this particular chapter, right? So for that we can say this similarity missions we have seen, this feature selection process also we have seen, and we wanted to consider feature selection approaches. Let me show you that. Feature selection approaches, there we want to consider filter approach, wrapper approach, hybrid approach, and embedded approach. 4 types of approaches are there. So for filter approach, what is that? Full feature set is given, then select best subset, optimal feature subset is there, Then after we'll apply the learning algorithm, and then we'll see the performance, right? So what do we say is in filter approach, the feature subset is selected based on statistical measures done to assess their merits of features from the data perspective. No learning algorithm is employed to evaluate the goodness of features selected. Nobody is going to tell you that this feature is good, this feature is bad, or how much percentage is there with which we can say that feature is good. Okay. Some of the common statistical tests conducted on features as part of the filter approach are Pearson's correlation, information gain, feature score, analysis of variance, chi-square, right? Some of them you already know and some of them you don't know, but you can search for that, right? You can search for that, what is the particular equation, and you can try them. Wrapper approach, that is the second approach for what? Feature selection approach, isn't it? So this is the wrapper approach. What is there in that? Full feature set is there. Then after, what is there? What we need to consider is generate a subset. Generate a subset. Then feature subset is there, which is given to the learning algorithm. Then after, what we can say is the optimal feature subset we need to have, and then we can say we'll be measuring the performance. Now what is the case in this? It seems similar to that of other approach, but the thing is here we have considered optimal feature set. Have we considered that over here? Yes. Here also we considered select best subset, and that is we can say optimal feature subset. So is it that? Yes, it is that, right? So what's the thing? Let us see. In the wrapper approach, identification of best feature subset is done using induction algorithm as black box. You do not know anything what is there inside it, isn't it? The feature selection algorithm searches for a good feature subset using the induction algorithm itself as part of the evaluation function. Since for every candidate's subset, the learning model is trained and the result is evaluated by running the algorithm, wrapper approach is computationally very expensive. However, the performance is generally superior compared to the filter approach. See, there is a paradox you can say. Wrapper approach is computationally very expensive, right? But performance is generally superior as compared to the filter approach. Hybrid approach. Hybrid approach takes the advantage of both filter and wrapper approach. Hybrid, we typically used to say that we are mixing of two, isn't it? So we are mixing what? Filter and wrapper approaches. A typical hybrid algorithm makes use of both the statistical tests as used in filter approach to decide the best subsets for a given cardinality and a learning algorithm to select the final best subset among the best subsets across different cardinalities, right? The next approach is embedded approach, wherein what we say is full feature set is that generate a subset, feature subset, learning algorithm plus performance. Till now, we were only saying that performance is considered at last. Here also the performance is at last. What is the case in this? That is for embedded approach. We are having learning algorithm plus performance. Then again it is giving feedback and generate a subset, right? So what is the case? Embedded approach is quite similar to wrapper approach as it also gives an inductive algorithm to evaluate the generated feature subsets. Was it there in this? Here also the loop was there, right? Not loop, we can say it is feedback, isn't it? Learning algorithm is there, then we are giving the feedback to this one, or you can say that generate a subset, that's inductive, right? Inductive, we used to say that the output is given to this one, that is whatever changes we want, that will be reflected here, right? That will be reflected here. It means from this, if few features are of use, fine. If not, we can say in next we will be able to remove them, right? That's what we are considering from the induction algorithm, isn't it? So here what is the case, that embedded approach 2 is using the inductive algorithm to evaluate the generated feature subsets. However, the difference is it performs feature selection and classification simultaneously. Here we have considered both together, isn't it? So what we say is that feature selection and classification simultaneously it does, and that is the embedded approach. These are the major differences which we have considered. Fine. Our book is that is machine learning, right? That is also being used here, and I already sent you the PDF for that, isn't it? So it is our this book that is also being used for the reference. And that's all for our chapter 4.